right, you want to start?
Do I have to say the opening thing? I don't know.
I know. I'm asking
Okay.
you if you're ready for me to start.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Say the cute little spiel.
Yeah. If welcome to the Right Amount of Unhinged podcast, a podcast where a couple best friends talk about random shit that we want to talk about. You clicked, so you know where you're at.
You know where you are. You're here.
How are you?
I'm
Besides
tired.
Tired, yeah. We're both...
I had to stay at my mother's house for like 3 days and take care of her cats. But I also brought Tucker, so I had him and the cats.
Yeah.
And like it rained the whole time and it was shitty, so I couldn't even go in the pool. So like, what was the point?
Did it rain?
It rained the whole time.
What, really? I didn't even...
The whole time, like monsoon.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
so I had to take care of the pool and then not go in it.
That sucks. Yeah, I'm also tired today, so if I sound tired, it's because I'm tired.
If I sound tired, it's because I
am. What time did I go to sleep officially? Because I did my body did the thing where I fell asleep for like maybe 15 minutes at 2:00 in the morning. And then I woke up like super energized because it was literally like one of those cat naps that like, you know.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, fine. And then I scrolled through TikTok to just fucking get me tired. And then 5 a.m., 5:30, almost 5:30, I got my like bout of sleep paralysis. But I don't know if you know this about me, but like when I feel myself, so I hate the feeling of actually falling asleep. Like when I know I'm falling asleep, that's when I'm like, I don't like this feeling. I need to get up. So then that's when I get sleep paralysis because my body's like, oh no, I'm shutting down now. And I'm like, no, you're not, because I can feel you shutting down. So I'm gonna make you wake up. So I got sleep paralysis like 5:30, and then I fell asleep. Like officially, like maybe 10 minutes after that, and then I woke up at like my usual 8 or something, 8:30, whatever. I texted you, good morning. So I'm running on nothing.
Yeah. I at least get like 2-hour clips.
Yeah, I mean, like I did take a nap, but like it's still not enough. I'm hoping that I go to sleep tonight, but like we'll see. I barely worked today. I had like one meeting and I was like, no,
thank you. Sorry for the 3 a.m. heart attack when I texted you.
Oh my god, yeah. I literally, so that was right after I woke up. I will say, like, I was having panic attacks anyway throughout the night, but that was literally after I woke up, and I was like, all right, like, let me just get my phone, and I saw 2 texts from you from 2 different like chats or whatever. I was like, what is she doing? And is she making me have panic attacks right now?
No, she was not.
Because my empath self was like, is someone doing this to me?
Not me. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I was just
it was just me
because of the cats and the dog all trying to cohabitate for the first time. So that was a real treat. Yeah.
That sucks. Yeah. Well, anyway, so we have a topic today.
We do.
Unfortunately, I think it's just unfortunate because I can't stand this woman. But Ashley made me watch this Hulu documentary called The Deep End, which is very new.
Is it very new?
I think so, because I think I saw the last like air date of that episode on Hulu, and it was like June 2022 or something.
I'm on trend.
Apparently. So The Deep End on Hulu, it's a 4-part documentary about this woman named Teal Swan. Her name,
that's made up, right?
So I think Teal is her middle name. I'm gonna Google real quick, but Teal Swan is basically like
a cult leader.
Yes.
She's a cult leader.
Yeah, so per Wikipedia, her name is born Mary Teal Bosworth.
Oh. So she was just like Teal Swan. Why
Swan, I wonder? So she's an American.
Swan, she's a Twilight stan.
Yeah, potentially. She's oh my god, wait, her birthday was yesterday, June 16th.
From the date we missed it.
Oh, happy birthday, Teal. She would be a Gemini.
Obviously she's a fucking Gemini.
She's an American spiritual influencer and author per Wikipedia. Again,
Also, just a side note, I say Gemini really aggressively, which is so funny.
Okay. I've never
Gemini.
Yes, I know.
Anytime I encounter a Gemini, I'm like, fucking Gemini. Just like a two-faced fucking Gemini.
Yeah, we're fake as fuck. um So, anyways, so per Wikipedia, because all my research is just Wikipedia, I am not a fucking researcher. If that wasn't apparent to anyone,
I don't research anything. I haven't researched anything. So
yeah. So, the Deep End's whole, I guess, description is an arresting and provocative exploration inside the world of one of today's most controversial spiritual teachers and her dedicated followers.
okay.
So that's a Deep End. And then Teal Swan's little bit on Wikipedia is some of Swan's teaching on how to manage mental health issues have been described as controversial, and she has received criticism for how she attracts fans or followers, whatever. According to her, she was born with extrasensory abilities such as clairvoyance, clairsentience, and clairaudience. I don't know what the fuck that means. But like they're like quotes, so like this is her like her words, not like
because like so her thing is that she can like
Mhm.
channel people through you.
She's
She can call a spirit to speak through you to someone else. All that the person has to say is like their full name.
Uh-huh.
And like she has permission to call them from the other side, like to speak through this vessel. And then they say like the obviously very vague stuff, like I'm in pain, I was in pain, I'm sorry that I hurt you. And they're like, oh my god, it's my mom. And it's like, no,
man, like that was not a real seance or whatever you want to believe. Yeah,
I'm
that
so
was
sorry that you needed this and you got a charlatan.
But
like,
it's not real.
No, she's not real.
She ain't real, y'all. I will say her social media following is obviously insane because she's a white woman that has a platform.
Obviously.
So she got 628,000 Instagram followers, 770K followers, and 9.3 million likes on TikTok, and 1.3 million subscribers on YouTube. Well, that's an insane amount of people or followers, whatever you want to call.
That's an insane amount of people that like listen to her shit, and like even if some of them are like ironic because they're like laughing at it, like
or like people like lurkers that just like like me, like I just kind of like want to know what the hell's up. So like sometimes I'll like view a video or here and there, but like
like I followed FDS for how long?
Yeah. That was like you're calling
one of their Instagram numbers. I'm like,
oh my god,
girls, what's the tea?
Oh god,
we hate men.
So like
yes, but like Teal pops up and is like, so why haven't you just killed yourself?
Yeah, can we talk about so again?
You have a bad day, kill yourself.
This is a 4-part episode. Ashley was with me for the first episode. She's like, you gotta watch this. I was like, I guess, whatever. And she's like, you're gonna be so mad at one part. And then literally at one point, I literally got off this couch behind me and like ran away. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So she was at like one of her conferences, like in a big hall or whatever, and like she calls up people from the audience, and one of them was like, I don't know, I guess contemplating. Also, not even spoilers alert, but like also just like trigger warnings everywhere here.
Yeah, true.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Like trigger warnings everywhere. If you're like mentally unstable, granted we are too, like maybe
you're mentally unstable, you probably
this.
shouldn't be here. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Skip
like
this
in general.
Just that too. I was literally just talking about panic attacks. Maybe you should like skip this episode. Anyway, so that woman that like got up on stage, was she just like contemplating like, or she had like suicidal ideation?
She doesn't enjoy anything anymore. She doesn't see the point in any day anymore, any task, any hobby. Like nothing makes her any kind of happy. Nothing makes her like, she just doesn't care about anything anymore. She's not drawn to anything anymore. So Teal says to her, well then like, why are you here? And the girl goes, I know, like, why am I here? Why did I come up on stage? Like, why am I bothering them? And she's like, no, why are you still here? If nothing matters and nothing brings happiness anymore, then like, what's the point? Why are you still here? And then Miss Girl in the chair starts crying. And it's like, thank you so much. And I'm like, for what?
For what?
No.
If I would have absolutely just committed, I would have been like, you know what? Okay. Like that was it. That's my 13th reason, if you will.
That's like, my third. Oh my god.
No, that was wild because so her whole shtick, I guess, is to be mean. honestly.
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
I'm brutally honest. Like, if you don't want to listen to me, like, that's your fault. Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, you're
Fucking
just a
Gemini.
bro. Yeah, she's just a
Trigger
fucking
warning to Geminis, I guess. I'm just going on a pure Gemini rampage today, evidently. So
it's
sorry.
okay. It's okay.
Y'all deserve it. Y'all fake as fuck.
Yeah, no, she is truly just a bully. I'm also a bully, but like that is to a level where I just don't understand what the like.
Even you would back down at that point.
Oh,
Even you would be like, all right. Sorry. No,
yeah,
not Teal. Teal keeps going. And Teal is like, well, if you're unhappy, then like, why bother
yeah,
anymore? Like,
and like you did say, like she thinks that it's a reset button. Like
yeah,
you're in,
she thinks that suicide is a reset button, and that because she believes in reincarnation, she believes that if you basically don't like this run, like just start it over. That's fine. Just kill yourself and do it again.
like this ain't no video game, ma'am. Like also like no one, there's no like evidence for life after death anyway.
So like I'm fine with her believing any of that. That's cool.
That's
Like I'm
fine.
good. I have a lot of tears on like what I believe. Like I'm pagan, so I believe in a lot of things. And like
Mm-hmm.
even still, like beyond paganism, I'm still like, man, like what if like I'm not gonna even go into it because it's gonna put you in a rabbit hole and a spiral. So I'm not even gonna go into like what I think is a possibility as well.
You
But
can,
like
yeah,
that's fine. Like you can believe whatever you want. And like Miss Teal, Miss Girl, you believe that it's a reset button, then do it. You do it. Start
yeah.
over.
Why push
Don't tell
your
other people to do that because you don't know. So because you don't know and you're going on faith, it's unfair of you to tell other people to test your theory for you. Don't like you'll find out eventually.
yeah.
Find out. Don't have people find it out for you. Don't encourage people to find out because faith is a really powerful thing, but like you can be wrong.
Yeah. You're
There is
blind. I
a
mean,
million different beliefs and faiths. Like you could be wrong. Don't take that risk and play that game with someone else's life.
agreed because like that I mean, within the word itself it's faith. Like you are literally risking yourself for whatever belief that you're putting in because like you're putting your blind trust in it. But so to your point, yes, I agree. Like she shouldn't be all of a sudden like preaching her own thing and making people believe something that they probably don't believe before talking to her. You know, like and like risking their life because there were cases against her saying that
Yeah.
one of the like
Mm-hmm.
followers or whatever it was like partially her fault why she unfortunately died.
Kill themselves because of her teachings.
Yeah, and like honestly just the way that this woman talks, it's like I have anger issues and I'm a Gemini, but like she just takes it to like an
And like what
umpteenth
sucks and what's
level.
hard is that she had a lot of trauma. She had a really
100%. I will never
horrible,
I will
horrible.
even if you're an asshole, like I am very sympathetic to like yes, you were traumatized. Like absolutely she was very traumatized as a kid, but like that doesn't warrant any
But like and like so
meanness.
for me, it doesn't warrant anything, but it explains why she's like broken in a thought process. And like people
Oh
aren't
yeah.
people to her, it's a game.
Correct. Yeah.
These followers of her, this is all a game. They're toys. Like you saw how she reacted in that one scene where he was like, well, where did you develop this faith from? Like, where
Mhm.
did you just like come up with it? And she's like, oh, like, and like got incredibly defensive, aggressive, and angry. And it's because she's a pure narcissist. And I understand that she became a narcissist because she broke, like
Yeah,
that,
she's
as a
broken.
child, everything that she went through, she had to deal with that somehow. And she became a massive, horrific narcissist. And like, that's a bummer, but that's like you can deal with that without damaging and risking others. There is support and therapy specifically for narcissists and
Mhm.
like how to navigate relationships as a narcissist and like how
Mhm.
to like, but instead she chose, well, I never wanted this job, then stop doing it.
Yeah, she was like very
I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to be a spiritual leader. Like, then stop.
yeah, she's like I hate the business of being a spiritual leader. I'm like, okay, then like literally
There's a
stop.
really
Like
simple remedy. Stop doing it and get a
find
different
another
job.
job. Literally find another job.
Miss Girl, go be a cashier at Piggly Wiggly. I don't fucking know. But
Yeah.
like, if you hate this and you are so strongly against it and think it's this absolute like crapshoot horrible thing with like all these abusers and narcissists leading, then like leave.
But she won't, because I mean,
Do
she's
it in
getting
your spare
attention.
time and don't make it a job.
But I feel like, well, I mean, with she likes the attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. I mean,
The
she's
complaint is literally just to like be like,
yeah, please pay attention to me,
boo,
like more,
I
like
hate it.
yeah, I get
I'm not
that.
here for the money. I'm here for you.
Whatever.
But like, I'm still gonna take the money though.
But there were a couple of people that, or a lot of people that like were questioning her, and she hated it. But there were a couple, like this guy, like I have a couple notes here, like that guy named Simon in the like that episode that we watched together. He was like challenging her.
Yeah.
And she was just not having it. I couldn't remember like what specifically he was challenging her on. I think
is that the one with the mentor?
Yes.
That like she was like,
yes.
Well, if you had everybody run and there was the fastest guy out of everybody, but there was no one faster than him, you're telling me you wouldn't let him teach you how to run because no one was faster than him?
She's
like,
taking.
Girl, that's a stretch.
She's taking, and like, it's so stupid, like such a stupid like metaphor, analogy, whatever. Because I'm like, okay, so you're equating yourself to like something that's physical, like running, right? Like running, like you can train for that. You can also train your mental health, obviously, like duh. But there comes a point where your body, and this is a similar thing, your body with running, like you cannot physically do that because your body's hardwired something else. Same thing with your mental ability. So yes, correct. Even if you are the best therapist around or best psychoanalyst around, and my brain is just not clicking with you, I'm not going to you. Like, duh. End all be all. She was so angry. Mad. In front of like 30 people, this poor man was just berated.
He was like, okay, like, no, okay. I stand by it. Like, okay,
sorry.
Sorry, but no, I don't think I trust you. And I was like, this girl talks to me that way, and I'd be like, I'm leaving. No. I'm like,
you know what? Take my money. I don't give a shit. I don't even know why I'm here. Like, also, I did not understand. I'm waking up now. I did not understand. So I guess they got in groups. This little getaway thing that they had, like retreat they had, whatever. They got in groups. I think at one point, like they're like role playing. Like one person would be like their parent, and like
like the giver of their trauma or whatever.
Yeah, and like I hated like when they're like they asked the person that was role playing as like so and so's parent, and was like, do you take the responsibility of being so and so's mom or dad? And they're like, yes. Like they had to give like an approval to say like this is their responsibility.
Are you sure that wasn't when she was channeling that guy's?
That was another time. Okay, like it was literally like this woman was going through trauma, trying to figure it out, and then one of the counselors or whatever, Teal's like minions, inner circle, was like, okay, grab someone, you're gonna be their mom. Do you want to take the responsibility of being their mom and going through this trauma with her? And she's like, okay. So then the mom, quote unquote, kind of re-traumatized like the person.
Oh,
and you remember this? Yeah. I was like, okay. Then to your point, when you're watching this, it's all like regression therapy, which is frowned upon. And I'm like, if I could not, like, why do you think that like reliving trauma isn't what therapy is for?
Yeah, like regression trauma, like it has a place, but like it's mostly frowned upon, and it's really used for like incredibly specific things that like have never been dealt with. And like it's not it's not to have someone pretend to be your mom and be like, why didn't you love me? Like that's not like that's
not it, sis.
That's just not it. I wish that I could more eloquently like knock this down,
but it's like, not,
just, bro.
It just isn't. No. Like I don't think either of us would want that.
No, it's so weird.
And just like I don't think we would learn anything from it.
No, what do you gain from it? Nothing. You just get to have a tantrum. Like,
exactly, and that's what they're doing. Tantrums. But that's what they're doing. They're just throwing tantrums. They're not like actually going through the motions of like, I unpacked something. This is what I have to do going forward. Instead, it's like, I recovered a memory.
Why did you have me if you didn't want me? And they're just like screaming. And it's like, I mean, sure, but like you paid someone to come scream in their pool. Like,
I don't know if I want to even. Oh my god! So that whole water, like that pool situation. What is it called? I have it here somewhere. Water breath, or whatever the fuck they called it.
Yeah. She like cradles you against her bosom in the water.
And not even that. What about the ones where they dunk you in the water repeatedly?
And like that's like what's wild to me is like, hey, you know who does that? Like cults. Like religions and like spirituals, like they do that one time, so baptized through the water, and like that's such a standard for so many spiritualities and so many religions. Like they just, you do a dunk or you like get christened, like whatever. The repetitive dunking, it's because it disorients you and it opens you to this like weird plane of existence, because you get a head rush. Yeah, and like the only people that do that are cults. Like I'm here to break it to everyone.
One person, they showed one person doing this literally repeatedly. Like she would catch her breath for a second and it would dunk her down. Yep. And afterwards she's like unconscious. Yeah, because
it's oxygen deprivation. It's a head rush from the constant, like it's disorienting. Like there was so much, and like they're like, it was an experience, and it's like, no, man, you got no blood to your brain. Like there was
you just traumatized your body. You just traumatized your body. I am deathly afraid of water. No. Same thing. Yeah, I am deathly afraid of water, and when I saw that, I was like, I'm gonna fucking throw up. I was like, I think I would actually vomit and die right then and there. I just couldn't. It's such a cult, and like, I just love how she hired that private investigator. So I can't even talk. So she hired that PI. Literally, she hired. It wasn't like, you know, whatever. She hired it to make sure that like, okay, my image is getting tarnished.
Pure narcissist. She hired this PI thinking this would go in her favor.
Yeah, to give them a report so that the people online would not harass her about being a cult. So the PI is like, okay, well, here's my stipulations. Like, yes, I will review everything that you give me. Review, you know, interview people completely like unbiased. Like, I will give you the report. Blah blah blah. So she gives them. So basically, she gives them the report, saying like, nah, I think you might be a cult.
She's like, I can't in good faith like say that like this is definitely not a cult.
Yeah, because like
based on these findings where you like isolate people, don't encourage outside relationships, have an inner circle, describes all these things that like Teal gave her the information for, and like Teal is like, yeah, we do all of these things. Here is the like
we signed a contract,
commandments or something.
Yeah, like some contract. Yeah, and whatever.
She was like, we don't do any of that. I don't do any of that. And it's like, Miss Girl, you're the one. Like, rewind the tape. Go back to episode 2.
Yeah.
Like 12 minutes in, you say it.
It's
out
like,
loud.
Yeah, and like she had a fit when like her ex-boyfriend, best friend, live-in partner person was gonna go marry a girl, and she was like, why? She has to, like, this is a different life. Like,
she's taking you away from me. Like, do you see that? Like, do you see that? She's separating us. And it's like,
she did that to herself.
To have 5 marriages, and he has to stay with you.
Right, like she had correct. She did have
Captain,
5
sister wives, whatever the fuck that dude's name was. Like,
I don't remember, but I think it's just so.
She said, "Flip the script. I got brother husbands. What's up?"
Brother husband. No, but I felt so bad for him. I also thought he was gay. I was like, is he gay? And I was just like,
is
no.
he gay? No.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Yeah, she had like different. I mean, there's some like. It's okay. I like keep losing train of thought because there's no oxygen going in my brain. No, it's just like being someone that went through therapy and is probably gonna go again soon. It's like, damn girl, like there's your trust issues situation that you have to figure out. There's your abandonment issues that you also have to figure out, because that's why you don't want Blake to do whatever. Like, I've been there, done that. There's like, you know, familial trauma, like PTSD. I'm like, girl, like go to a therapist. Like please.
This person that promised they'll never leave you, and like no matter what, they'll always be there. But like, girl, shut the fuck up.
Shut up. Shut up.
Girl, no.
Shut up.
No.
There was this one guy that I also have a note about that was talking to her one-on-one during the retreat, and he was just like he was just like talking, but like not, you know, just talking, but like, you know, all these people are mentally ill, so it's like a roundabout way of just speaking.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you know what it's like? I literally have the quote here. She was like, this is Teal. Do you know what it's like talking to you? There's no cohesive thought. And I'm like, damn, okay. And then
I'm just brutally honest.
And then he was like, oh, well, I mean, I think I'm thinking fine, or like, I feel like everything's fine. And then Teal goes, why the fuck do you think the universe would put you in front of me if everything is fine? I'm
I
like,
remember that guy. That was the guy that like said something about like finding her attractive and like wanting to have sex.
yeah, I feel like he was just like trying to find something to tell her to be like, maybe
And
this
then
is
she
why.
like had a whole fit.
Conniption. She was like, this is when she was like, I hate being in this field because like being a woman, and like she pulled a woman card.
Of course she did.
She was like, I think she's
on
like,
camera she got invalidated for her shit, for her sexuality, and it's like,
yeah, but like shit like that. Like she's so abrasive and just like so mean.
Your whole fucking thing is a kink, Teal. Stop acting like it isn't.
It's yeah.
You know what you're doing.
She knows what she's doing.
It's a fetish, and you know it.
I feel like she doesn't care about the people. Obviously,
no.
like if you,
it's a game.
Yeah, it's like
it's a game.
Even if you do the work or don't do the work, whatever the work is that she wants you to do, she really couldn't care less. Like she couldn't care less if you literally offed yourself.
She only cares when you're fawning over her and saying how wonderful and amazing she is, how she did everything like to save your life and fix your life and whatever. That's all that she cares about is your money and your praise.
She loves her inner circle.
Her inner circle.
Yeah, she loves her inner circle. That's
okay.
Yeah, I mean, someone changed her name to Cyan for her. I mean, I texted you. I was like, "Is this a fucking color cult? Like, why are they changing the names to colors?" So bad. I just feel bad for the people because they're obviously traumatized by just life, like, and then coming into this,
real help, and they're instead stuck in a cult.
Yeah, and they don't even think it's a cult, but like, and like, it's always so concerning. Seeing like conferences fill up for like these types of people, like motivational speakers of this sort.
Dude, yeah, yep.
Because I'm like, why? But then again, if you're so broken, you'll believe anything.
Yeah, so like these are the same people that so I view them as the people that overcome addiction and fill that void with religion.
Yeah, like spirituality of something.
It's just a different addiction. You can be addicted to anything. And like here it's a lot of times it's validation, it's belonging, it's community, it's a spirituality, it's a god, it's a religion. Like it doesn't matter. These are people that are suffering and need like real help, and like they've just added a different addiction to blind themselves from like the reality that they have to live in, have to function in, and have to work through. And the people that followed Osho, which this motherfucker had a fish named Osho, and I was like,
I don't even know what that is. Do
I? You do. That was the big cult from India. They like took over they came here and like took over that town. So Blake had a fish named Osho, and I was like, oh yeah, that explains a lot. Like, now I get it. They know exactly what they're doing.
Got it.
And like
got it.
the fact that Blake has a fish named Osho tells me that it's been a long con this whole time. Blake's in on it. Teal knows exactly what she's doing, and it's simply a con because Osho was a fucking cult leader. That this shit got out of hand. Homie had like 100 Rolls Royces or something. And like all his followers were living on this giant commune. They they took over a town. And then they were like, and then like it just kept escalating, and they like took over the like town's government, and then they were walking around like heavily armed, and they took over like the police force in the town. Like they were just like taking over everything, and then they were like cropping up in like different countries and like different like in Germany, did like really well, and like it was a cult, and like they knew it. The leaders, like, they knew what they were doing. And like Blake had a fish named Osho, and it just was a light bulb. And I was like, it's a cult. They know it's a cult, and they did it on purpose. That's my hot take. And I have been building up to like drop this bomb. And I saved it for this podcast because I wanted to hit you with it, like out of nowhere. And she's like, it's all fake. She knows what she's doing, and she's doing it on purpose. So everyone that follows her, y'all getting fleeced. And she knows exactly what she's doing. Like the whole time, and he started this con with her.
And now he wants out. Or he was forced out.
Marry this girl.
Yeah, and like at least that girl had some sort of sense.
he like changed his way. He saw that like, no, he wants a meaningful relationship and he doesn't want to do this anymore. And Teal was like, absolutely not. Like, you started this with me, like whatever. And he was like, no, she touches my pee-pee real nice. I'm going with her. I don't want to do this anymore. Bye. He was like, I don't want to dye your fucking hair anymore every 2 weeks.
Yeah, she uses that like oh man. It's like henna, like that like block, thing. And like that was the first scene. I was like, oh no, this bitch. I was like, of course this white woman is like using this method of dyeing hair. No, I had no what is the word? Hesitation of calling it a cult or whatever. Like I truly was just like, you will literally, number one, have an inner circle. Like no one has an inner circle. No one has an inner circle besides cult leaders. No one. Like I've seen enough documentaries to figure that shit out. Number two, like, okay, you can call people your inner circle, your close friends or whatever, but like you made them sign a contract.
It's so weird.
And like an amended,
like you told them that like they can't like have other friends.
And they're like, you can't be a liability to me. Like, excuse me, ma'am. Like, I'll be whoever's liability. I don't give a fuck. Like,
I'm just a liability.
I'm literally just a liability. I had nothing. And like, you are selling your own words, right? Like, you're not selling like, there's nothing backed up into whatever you're saying. Like, it's just coming from.
She has no formal training of any sort. She's not studied anything.
Yeah, you were literally, and you're just making people believe you. You're just making a religion.
And like, she's a narcissist, and these people that follow her are seeking to fill a need.
And like, that's why I feel bad. I mean, I'm sure that's why a lot of people feel bad. It's like that sucks. Like go get help, like actual help. But like they think this is actual help. That's the thing, obviously. Like, and it's like easy to consume.
Yeah, because exactly. Like that's the problem.
Because the way she talks too, like I mean, if I was in a bad headspace, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. Because like that's just what you know when you're when you've grown up with like angry people around you. You're just like, oh yeah, I'll just shut up now so that you can be okay with me, and just like people please. Yeah, like I get it. Like it sucks because I'm just like, this is fucking annoying. like I wish I could help you all, but like y'all get to figure that shit out yourselves.
Seriously. Sorry, I can't help you.
Yeah, so it's wild. It's infuriating to watch. It's so maddening to watch because it's just like,
I was so angry like the whole time.
Yeah,
until the PI was like,
nah, you're
I can say that you're not a cult.
She was so cute too. She was like older woman. She's
so
like
cute.
I think one of the first lines she said, she's like, I'm old. Like I'm not young. Like, yeah, I'll do this. Like I do this on the side. I'm like, oh shit. But it's a good documentary of some, or like a limited series or whatever the fuck they want to call it.
Yeah.
It's just like, in this day and age, I just can't believe people are falling for this. But like, I mean, there's like stuff like this, like MLMs and like,
oh my god,
pyramid schemes and stuff. So it's not like, we haven't evolved as a human race.
No. We haven't gone very far. It's a circle.
Yeah.
The evolution of the human race is a fucking circle.
I mean, even organized religion, same thing. Obviously, no, it's hurtful to. It could be hurtful to many people, obviously. Organized religion, like fundamentalist Mormonism.
As soon as it decides to.
As soon as your interpretation becomes
on someone's rights or marginalize a group, it becomes dangerous.
Right.
And as soon as you have like honestly, when you have a person whose like word is irrefutable, like that's no.
It's no good. Because we can believe any book, right? Like any scripture. Like it doesn't have to be the Bible, right? Like I can fucking Harry Potter could be my religion, right? Like you can pick whatever manga I'm reading right now. I'm like, oh yeah, like this is what, right? Like it's just like, if that's your interpretation of the world and you're pushing it to people, right? Like especially like, I'm Catholic, so it's like going to church and like sitting down and listening to the homily. That's someone preaching their interpretation of how life should be. But like putting it in a position saying that this is the word from God, like not from me. And like,
that's
and
crazy. I don't
and
fucking believe you. God told me this. The fuck he did.
God told me something else. So like, we'll just, agree to disagree. But like, that's religion, right? Like, that's just organized religion. Like, you go to a place of worship, wherever that may be, or like, it could just be within yourself, and like, you can have your own revelations. And then like that,
and then you have me where I'm like, the trees told me.
Yeah, but that's a,
the birds came and the birds said, you've gotten text messages from me where I'm like, a lot of birds, what's going on?
Yeah, and like, that's fine. Like, it's not like, I'm not I've never made fun of you for it. Like, if anything, like, nature, it's nature. Like I feel like that's more, it's grounded because you can literally see it. Like, as opposed to like this whole God thing, it's just like, yes, I'm still Catholic, yes, I still kind of believe in like a whatever God and all this stuff, but just like, not to the point where it's like, I'm going to church and listening to a priest potentially just like ruin my vision of what the world is.
And like, they stop hearing anyone else, and they stop allowing anyone else to have a voice. And it's like, I don't, like, you and I have different views, and you and I have different religious beliefs, and like, that's never been a problem.
No,
it has literally never played a role in anything.
Yeah, and like,
because we're not fucking zealots.
Yeah, like, I'm not here to be God. Like, I'm not here to like, people are here, people that like, well, yeah, well, whatever. But like, people that do this stuff, like, they are narcissists in some way, right? Like Teal is obviously a narcissist because like her worldly beliefs.
Like, has anybody told her
that she's wrong?
Like, has anybody told her she's a narcissist? Like, has anyone been like, hey, Miss Girl, this is a little
probably, but she probably shut them down. She's like, no, I'm doing this.
Excessive.
She's like, no, I'm doing this for you. Like, you have to see the world my way. She'll probably spin it that in some way, but like, it's so toxic. Just don't push your shit to other people. Like, live your life the way you want to fucking live and leave other people alone. I don't know why people are like,
just circling back on this bitch with the whole reset button thing. Like, you don't know. Yeah. You can believe whatever you want to believe, and like, that's great and fine. But like, you don't know, so don't have someone else try your theory.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Keep it to yourself.
I'm Catholic and I don't even know.
It's because nobody knows until you do it. You don't know.
Right, like heaven and hell, like that whole thing. Like, with age, I'm just like, I don't know. The fuck do I know? We're only here for a limited time, so why assume whatever else is coming afterwards? So like, why assume?
I don't know, 5 people meeting you heaven was very powerful for me as a child when I read that, and now I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense. That's what it is. Like, yeah, that works.
But yeah, that book was interesting, actually. I'm now vaguely remembering that I also read that book in like high school, and I was like, oh, this is a very good book.
There it is. That's the afterlife. Nailed it. Thanks.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
So yeah. Teal Swan.
Teal Swan.
I couldn't.
I hate her.
I can't stand that woman. I hope she finds this.
So I hope, yeah, dude, if you're a Teal Swan follower and you saw this,
like, tell me.
Hate on it so it pops off and like somebody sees it.
And just someone just to give me.
I just want her to get mad. I just want her to be mad because there are 2 people, like, here are 2 confirmed people that don't buy into your shit, think that you're fucking full of it, and that you know it, and that you're doing this all on purpose.
I just don't understand.
You don't have a fish named Osho. You're doing it on purpose. You know what you're doing. I'm not even gonna give you the benefit of the doubt where they're like, no, they're just that deluded. Like, no, she's not deluded. She knows exactly what she's doing.
I'm just so curious. With anything, I just want to know. Like, if someone like one of these followers,
hot take, throw us a DM and just let us know. And
or like one of your followers, like, I just want to just talk to me on Instagram.
We're 2 nothing people just recording a podcast for ourselves, because really, who's going to listen to this except us? So like, just tell us if you see this.
Just tell me. I just want to know. I'm just very curious. Like,
I'll keep your secret, girl. I won't tell anybody.
I won't tell shit.
Got a pinky promise right here. I'm going to tell Maria, and that's it.
Literally, that's it. Because like, again, I'm just so curious about people and how they view the world that I'm just like, I just want to know. Yeah, I'm just so curious. I'm just so nosy.
I'm honestly not that invested. So like, if you tell me, it'll probably sit in my request for like a week. I'll never see it. So like, send it to me, because like, I don't care. I'm not going to tell anybody except for I'm just going to send her a screenshot. I'm not even going to answer you. I'm not even going to accept the message.
You're just going to sit in like the request.
I'm just going to screenshot it and send it to her, and then no one will believe us. if I tried to put it on Reddit, they would be like, this is fake. And I'd be like, sure, that's fine. So no one would believe it. No one's going to know. So just tell us.
Yeah. So
that easy.
It is very much so that easy. Anything else to talk about Teal or the documentary?
No, I think that's it. I think that's a
good summary. A good short and sweet
ending. We'll just be like, that's it.
That's it. Just find us on Instagram. Yep. Yeah. Our Instagrams will be at the description, or if you're watching on YouTube, the end screens, because I said so.
This episode's probably better on Spotify. I'm gonna be very honest with you. We both yawned a lot.
Yeah, we look exhausted.
Tired.
I look exhausted. I mean, everyone got the disclaimer at the beginning, so like if you are watching,
I can't stop yawning, so I'm so sorry if you're watching this and you just saw my giant nostrils, my mouth agape. I'm so tired. I still have to cook after this, which is also why I'm like, yeah, let's wrap up, because I have to fucking cook now. Yeah,
so like, subscribe, comment, share this with your friends, your enemies, our enemies. You can find them. Follow us on Instagram. Yeah, if you're a follower of Teal Swan, DM one of us.
Yeah, tell us. Just tell me. You can send hate too. Like, that's fine. There's nothing you can say to me that would be insulting that I have not heard. And like, if you are new and creative, I will feature it on another episode of the podcast, because like, I love good insults. I do love a good hate comment. I really do. Like, I think that's like, also put just thought into it. If you call me a stupid, ugly bitch, like, oh my god, okay, I've heard that so many times. Okay, call me anything put basic. Thought into it. Like, yeah, good. Like, that time I got a DM that was like, they sent me a picture of Toucan Sam and they said, "Is this your dad?" And I fucking lost it. That is to this day my favorite insult. That was so good, because like, there was dedication to that. Like, that was there was thought out. That was thought out, because like, I get it, and like, that was funny. And man, that was I screenshotted that shit and I sent it to everyone that I could tell, and I was like, this is the funniest shit I've ever heard. So like, if you get a good one, like, I will call it out. Like, just give me a good one though. You don't get multiple tries though. You get one shot. So you can't just keep sending me. Yeah, you can't just like, yeah, you can't just keep trying. You can't test run. You get one go, make it worth it. And if it's funny, I will literally reply to you to say that was good. Yeah, I've heard, if it's basic, I've already heard it. What is it gonna do? I'm old. Like, what does it matter? I don't give a shit. But if it is creative, you have a big nose. Who cares? Like, that's not. Hello? Yes. Okay. It's fine, right? Like, who cares? But if it is very creative, I will also call you out and be like, I got this insult the other day. You have to listen to this. I got a good one. Yeah, I got a good one. So yeah, there's that. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. Okay, bye. Okay. I love you. Bye.